George, how are you going? So today we are going through rolling patterns. We're going to split this into two parts. So we're going to do our upper body rolling patterns and our lower body rolling patterns. Toolbox will dictate on what you need to do. For the rolling patterns, for us, they are a really good tool for assessment, but also training. So we're taking you right back to your roots of infancy, and rolling is one of the first things that you learn to do as an infant.
Some of us never grew out of our infancy.
So with the ability of going back to our roots and practicing this drill, it resets that nervous system and it provides us with the strength and the stability that our bodies are quite often crying out for. So it's the key behind it all is being able to use that intra-abdominal pressure to then generate a rotational force to turn ourselves over in a controlled manner. So when we're using that intra-abdominal pressure, we're using multiple of our slings to generate the movement. So Liv's going to lay flat on her back, and we are going to have our legs out straight along the way. So with our upper body, we're going to start with the upper body side of it. We always think that we are paralysed from the waist down. So these legs stay nice and relaxed. Okay, arms go above our head. And what we're looking for here is to be able to generate a rotational motion. So Liv is going to start with the left arm, rolling to her right, and she's going to control the floor and end up face down. What we're trying to avoid, common mistakes, is building tension up through these legs, okay? Hinging at the waist here, trying to use those abdominals, and similarly not being able to control the end of the motion all the way through. Now if you're struggling, if you find yourself struggling to get yourself going from this supine position, then we quite simply get a towel, a block or some sort, and just lay it down that side so we start a little bit further around, okay? And now's a moment of truth. We get to see if Liv's got any dysfunctions floating around. Okay, so legs are nice and relaxed, paralysed from the waist down. Liv first is going to lift her arm up, okay? Her head is going to come up off the floor, rotate it right to look where she's going. And she's going to constantly be trying to look into that armpit. This arm is going to come across the body, and she's going to generate that rotation, keeping these legs nice and relaxed, swinging that arm through and collapsing onto the floor. So you see that is nice and relaxed all the way through.
I've been practicing.
So relax yourself down, arms still out straight. And once we're there, again, depending upon your toolbox, it may say to you just do the supine to prone, but if it says and return, we are then going to roll back the same way. So again, this left arm comes up, the head lifts up and looks at that left bicep. You're constantly turning that head to try and generate that motion. Again, we're laying down, and you see in here Liv's starting to straighten this leg and bend this one. So we see that she's got a little bit of dysfunction in her posterior chain, and she controls it back over. Okay. What we're other common mistakes is we're driving down through the arms, especially on that return, that we don't want to make. Arm up, head up, look at your armpit, generate that pressure, and control the roll all the way through, keeping those legs nice and relaxed. Try not to use your arm to control your motion on the floor. To come back, we lift up, use that head, keep trying to look over, utilise that sling, and away we go. So Liv's just going to roll from her right to her left, just to show that. So that right arm comes up, she lifts that head, rolling over, and freeze just there for me. So if we just roll back, you see Liv was starting to just drive that heel down to get herself over. Okay. just very fractionally. Now, this motion happens when you're running, okay? So, if you come to us and you say that you've got a sore calf, we can perform this and we can find out your deficits very quickly. That sore calf, quite possibly, is just due to a dysfunction in this leg. So where it is, where you think it isn't. Okay. So Luke's going to now give that another go without driving this leg through.
Such a slave drive.
So head comes up, she looks to her left armpit and she rolls through, keeping those legs much better relaxed. So reverse, that right arm comes up, she looks into her right armpit, she rolls over and she controls. Beautiful. So repeat that in the directions dictated to you by your toolbox for how many reps and sets. Remember, paralysed from the waist down, no bending at the waist. If you need to, just wedge yourself up so you can start from this kind of position and work yourself down as a progression to the floor. Any questions, let us know and we'll see you on the other side.